Zack Snyder reveals why he prioritized Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice instead of leading Man of Steel 2. Hello viewers. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more videos. Many fans have asked why Zack Snyder chose to make Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice instead of a sequel to Man of Steel, and the answer is depends on Batman's involvement. Surprisingly, the director, who was once the head of the now-defunct DC Extended Universe, did not mention that this was always his plan, although it would be interesting to know his opinion on the franchise that brought so much profit to Warner Bros. Batman v Superman. Dawn of Justice unfortunately failed to impress audiences on a critical level, although it did make enough money at the box office to sustain the franchise and lead the Justice League film. Starring Henry Cavill, Man of Steel opened new doors for DC characters to flourish and form their own cinematic universe that could rival Marvel Studios. With the success of the film, it is interesting why Zack Snyder has not released a proper sequel to the film. Instead, he brought Batman and Wonder Woman into the fold. In his interview with GQ, the director explained that once the viewer realizes that Batman exists in the same universe as Superman, they know there will be a Batman concept next. While he admitted that Man of Steel 2 could happen, it had to be delayed, meaning it would have to take place after the events of another film. Snyder first had to know what Bruce Wayne thought about the catastrophic events that occurred in Man of Steel. I felt like I needed to know Bruce's opinion on this, as much as Bruce's opinion on the impending destruction of the world, he said. The director also said that it really depends on how important Batman is to the Trinity, as he will be involved in Superman's story. It's a shame that fans never got the chance to see Brainiac become Superman's adversary, as Snyder also revealed in the same interview that they considered the idea of the villain making his big screen debut. Obviously, plans for Man of Steel 2 haven't taken off despite Cavill's return. The entire proposal was scrapped when the DCU was renewed, and James Gunn opted to reboot the franchise. With this new intent for the hero, it also meant saying goodbye to Cavill finally hanging up the suit in 2022. Now that DC Universe is starting to introduce an all-new Superman with David Cornsut in the lead, Gunn revealed that he took inspiration from previous DC media that helped him in crafting his next film. He told Comic Book that everything affected me, and then it's just totally our thing. We may never get a Man of Steel 2, but we are getting a remake of the beloved Last Son of Krypton with a touch of Gunn's signature style. The film will focus on Clark Kent's journey to reconcile his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. At the dawn of DC's new era, it's only fair that Henry Cavill joins Amy Adams as the biggest person. The past few years have been tough for the DC brand, whether it's disappointing standalone releases or the departure of some fan favorites in the wake of the new regime. But there's hope at the end of the tunnel, as fans rejoiced at the first teaser for James Gunn's Superman, which finally brings the character back to his roots. However, David Cornsut wasn't the highlight of the teaser, as several characters, including Rachel Brosnahan's Lois, were heavily teased. While Henry Cavill has yet to express his view on this new iteration, it appears that Amy Adams holds no grudge against the retelling. Although the Snyderverse has mostly had issues, one thing the DCU has mostly gotten right is the casting, and Amy Adams' Lois Lane has gone hand-in-hand with Cavill's Clark Kent.
Cavill was born in Jersey, the largest and southernmost of the Channel Islands, which are dependent territories of the British Crown and are located off the coast of Normandy, France. He is the fourth of 5 sons of Marianne Cavill, née Dalgliesh, a secretary, and Colin Cavill, a stockbroker. The family lived in St. Helier, where Henry Cavill grew up playing computer games with his brothers. At age 13, he left Jersey to attend the Stowe School, a boarding school in Buckinghamshire, England. At Stowe, Cavill developed an interest in acting and participated in school productions, including Grease, A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Tom Stoppard's Dog's Hamlet. At age 16, he and his classmates had the opportunity to be extras in the movie Proof of Life, 2000, starring Russell Crowe. While on set, Cavill introduced himself to the recent Oscar winner, who encouraged him to pursue acting professionally. Cavill soon landed a role in Vendetta, 2001, followed by another in Kevin Reynolds' big-screen adaptation of The Count of Monte Cristo, 2002. For the part of Albert Mandigo, Cavill, who has said that he was teased for being overweight as a kid, was encouraged to lose several pounds. In addition, Cavill had guest roles in a number of British television shows as well as supporting parts in the coming-of-age film I Capture the Castle, 2003, and an adaptation of the Celtic romance Tristan plus Isolde, 2006. During this period, Cavill auditioned for several iconic roles, including Superman and James Bond, which ultimately went to Brandon Routh in Superman Returns and Daniel Craig in Casino Royale, both 2006, respectively. Those setbacks led him to consider following in the footsteps of two of his elder brothers and joining the armed forces. In 2007, however, Cavill garnered his first leading role in The Tudors, a cable series following the exploits of Henry VIII, played by Irish actor Jonathan Rhys-Meyers. Cavill portrayed Charles Brandon, a loyal courtier to the king. The series helped make Cavill a familiar face, and during its 4 seasons, 2007 to 10, he also appeared in such films as the adventure fantasy Stardust, 2007, and the Woody Allen comedy Whatever Works, 2009. After The Tudors, Cavill proved his skill as an action star, playing Greek hero Theseus in Immortals, 2011, and the son of a CIA agent, played by Bruce Willis, in The Cold Light of Day, 2012. In 2011, Cavill announced that he had been cast as Clark Kent/Superman in Man of Steel, 2013. He later admitted that he had missed the call from director Zack Snyder offering him the job because he had been playing the online game World of Warcraft. To portray the Man of Steel, Cavill transformed his body, adding so much muscle that he sometimes split the seams of his Superman costume. He also had the opportunity to work alongside Crow, who played Superman's father. Jor-El. Cavill went on to reprise the role in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, 2016, starring opposite Ben Affleck as Batman, and in Justice League, 2017, featuring such DC comic book heroes as Wonder Woman, played by Israeli actress Gal Gadot. In between Superman films, Cavill starred in director Guy Ritchie's big-screen adaptation of The Man from UNCLE, 2015, playing a CIA agent who teams up with a KGB agent, played by Armie Hammer, and in Sandcastle, 2017, portraying a Special Forces captain on a 2003 tour of Iraq. Cavill then played the main antagonist in Mission Impossible Fallout, 2018, the 6th installment of Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible series. In 2019, he assumed the lead role in the hit Netflix series The Witcher, based on the novels by Polish author Andrzej Sapkowski, whose sources include Polish mythology and Slavic folklore. Cavill played Sherlock Holmes, the elder brother of aspiring sleuth Enola Holmes in the movies Enola Holmes, 2020, and Enola Holmes 2, 2022. In 2022, Cavill had a cameo as Superman in Black Adam, renewing speculation that he was planning a return to the role 5 years after Justice League. Cavill confirmed the rumors in the fall, but a couple of months later he wrote on Instagram that the studio had decided to go in a different direction.